Today we are going to do an unboxing of the carry case for a Louet Victoria spinning wheel. Hi, I'm Brooke. I'm a textile artist and fiber enthusiast, and on my page we talk about all things textiles, fiber, and history. And today I'm going to introduce you to Vicky. Vicky is my spinning wheel. She's a Louet Victoria. I've had her for almost 20 years, and it definitely shows. Her case is showing her age. Let me show you. Early on, in the first year or two that I had her, I overstuffed her little carry pouch here, and it ripped a little bit across the zipper when I tried to do the case up. And a stitch in time saves 9, but I unfortunately did not save 9. I didn't repair it right away or ever. And throughout the years, it's gotten bad. So this year for Christmas, I asked for a new carry case, and the carry cases have been completely redesigned. I don't know how long ago they did the redesign, but they look totally different from this old 20-year case. So today we're going to open the case. We're going to transfer Vicky over to her new home, and we're going to see how it works out. So I'm just going to put Vicky down for just a moment. There you go, girl. Okay, so here we've got the box and the box cutter. I got this shipped from the Woolery because I couldn't find a fiber place in Canada that sells these. It's hard out there for a Canadian spinner. It's hard to get the tools and materials that we need sometimes. A lot of the companies that retail them are in the United States, and so it's hard to source things, especially when the products are often made, you know, in, I think Louet is from Norway. So here we go. We got it out of the box. There's nothing in the box, so this is it. So this is her new home. It is much smaller and more compact, I think, than the old one. Oh my gosh, Neptune. Oh, cat blooper. Mwah. Come on down. Come on down. Oh. What am I supposed to do with you? Oh my gosh. Oh. And down. Okay. So, comparing the two cases, this one, I'll get it upright. Here we go. So this is what this one looks like upright. This is what this one looks like upright. Okay, they are actually about the same. I like that the pouch is on the front on this one here, and it seems bigger than this pouch, or maybe it's just because the dimensions are different. Like this one's thicker and this one's thinner but longer. Anyway, hopefully it'll do a better job of fitting my flyers and bobbins and everything. So let's do the transfer. Another difference I'm noticing is that the old one had this kind of plywood support backing, and it doesn't feel like this new one does, which is interesting. I feel like the plywood, you know, gave a bit more support, you know, from damage and things like that. Before I put this in, maybe I'll show you what it looks like. if you're unfamiliar with spinning wheels, this in particular is a travel wheel, so it folds up. This obviously isn't what it looks like when I'm spinning with it. And you pull, there's a little pin down here, you pull that pin to release it, boom, just like that. And then we attach the wheel this way, and there we go. This is without, the flyer and the bobbin and all that, which are still stored away, but just to give you an idea of how it looks and how it works when it's all put together. So this is Vicky. Hey Vicky, time to go back to bed. And just folds down like that. So I'm going to open this up. Let's take a look. Okay, so there's a little kind of fold down bottom on the inside. So that's what it looks like on the inside. Again, no wooden backing and no kind of little support staffs that, kind of held onto under here so that this didn't get pressed down, I suppose. But we shall see. Okay. Okay, she fits nice and snug. I like that. And there we go. So she fits in there well. This is nice so far. Now let's get the bobbins and the flyers and stuff into this front pouch. That's the important thing. All right, there's a fair amount of room in there. All right, so first I have my little carry kit with all my tools. So there's a, here I'll show you. This is kind of fun. Why not? So in here I have, this is a, was it protractor for determining the angle of twist. And I have just a little needle sizer for knitting needles. This is my wraps per inch measure, and it's got kind of different yarn weights along the side here. Another little ruler. This is another wraps per inch tool. Like I said, I've been spinning for 20 years, so you collect a lot of things. And then I have these little bobbins. When I'm preparing for a project, I'll do a lot of sampling, and so I'll keep the individual samples on these little bobbins so that I can refer back to them later, while I'm making decisions, or if I want to recreate a yarn that I didn't choose but sampled for another project. Another protractor, a little pen so that I can write notes on these about kind of what the twist was. Little baggies, thimble for some reason, and this is glue stick for if I want to, kind of attach the samples to a project page or anything like that, and little card sleeves, also for just kind of keeping samples in. Sometimes I'll have a little bit of like 3x5 index cards, as in just another way of kind of collecting samples. So those are all the things that live in my little spinning pouch. This comes with me everywhere. It lives in my spinning case so that I'm never without it. So I'll pop that in there. Next comes my flyer. This is a Woolly Winder flyer, so this is like a third-party product, and it just automatically advances the flyer so that it evenly takes up on the bobbin while I'm spinning, and I don't have to keep stopping and readjusting while I work, which is nice. I, of course, also have the original flyer that my wheel came with, so when I'm doing demonstrations for groups and classes and things like that, I typically use the original flyer that the wheel came with, just so I don't have to kind of explain that the wheel that I have isn't typical for other wheels. This is my ply wheel. This is one with the green one. I always use this for plying because the leader is a little bit shorter. Wendy Bateman, who's a fantastic fiber artist, she was one of my instructors, and she put this on my very first day of class because I'd never heard of a leader. I had been self-taught. I didn't know a lot, and she just, when she discovered I didn't have a leader, she just walked up with brisk efficiency, tied this one on, handed the bobbin back to me, and went back to teaching class without even taking a breath. And I've never taken that leader off that bobbin that's been there for, over a decade now. So, and we've got more bobbins. So again, all of these bobbins are the bobbins that go with the woolly winder. I have a lot of bobbins because I sometimes like to spin up to 4 plies. And when you spin 4 plies, you need 5 bobbins because you need 4 bobbins to hold and 1 bobbin to ply. And then this is just the last project that I was working on that I never got finished. So I've got to get back to that someday. Ooh, this is getting tight. This is getting tight. This is worrying. And then this is just the original paperwork that came with Vicky when I first got her. And yeah, these are the index cards that I was mentioning. So try to tuck those in here. Ooh, this is getting tight. I'm a little worried. This might take some jigging to get it to all fit. I don't want to make the same mistake as last time and overstuff it and then end up with a rip. So I'm being very, very careful. I may end up having to take one of these bobbins out. What I might do, because it's looking like just the configuration of this pouch is maybe not as accommodating to the amount of stuff I usually carry as this old one. Is this all empty? Yes, that's empty. Oh, right. My little, this is just a little bit of like pipe covering, and you can put it on a bobbin if you need to spin a bit finer than what the size of bobbin calls for. Lace bobbins typically have a thicker center shaft, to get into kind of like the, and we'll get into the physics of it, but having a thicker shaft kind of is helpful for spinning really, really fine yarn. And sometimes I do like to spin kind of lace or cobweb weight. So I just keep this in here as well. So I'll tuck that in there. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can make this all fit. I think I just might. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay, so I'm really pretty pleased with this. Quite pleased. Again, a little concerned about the lack of kind of the supportive plywood that was in the old one, because they do kind of store this in like a storage kind of crawl space because I don't have a lot of space for it in my tiny house. But I don't think it's going to be damaged. I'm pretty careful with it when I'm traveling and doing demonstrations. So yeah, one last thing. Let's see how it looks putting it on. Okay. Yeah, this will definitely work. Oh, that actually feels a bit more comfortable than the old one as well. I think just the way the shoulder straps sit up at the top here is more comfortable. So yeah, that's really nice. I'm really happy with it. I finally got a new case to replace the old broken one. And yeah, I think it's going to work really well. So thanks for watching. And keep following me if you want to see more of my spinning content and textile arts and history. I'll definitely be doing some spinning history and things like that videos going forward. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.